From architecture to painting and sculpture, literature to live music and theater, Radio 111 presents The Desert Scene, your connection to culture and entertainment in the desert cities. Here's Bonnie G.
And welcome to The Desert Scene. I'm your host, Bonnie G, here with my producer, Brian Mendoza. And I'm really jazzed to have a good friend on the show today. She's been on before. Dana Adkins, who is starring in Aces at Oscars, a very entertaining, fun show about beauty queens. Hey, Dana, how are you?
Good morning, Bon. What's happening?
Hey. Well, I know that you like to call this an ensemble show, which it is. But you know, if you had to pick a standout, yeah, man, you're the standout. I have to be honest, yeah.
You are too kind, girl. I'm going to have to buy you a pony or something.
I'll think it's maybe not a pony. I'll think of something else.
Okay.
So this is just such a fun show. It's really a fun show. It's at Oscars, directed by Judith Chapman. A great cast. I know half the cast. Denise Strand, Dana, Kitty Murray, Yo Younger, Denise Carey, Christine Tregala Nunez. And now I remember you telling me you did a little bit of the beauty queen circuit back in the day, didn't you?
Oh, dear God. Let's go back in the archives. Yeah, I competed in the Miss America system.
Wow.
And the difference, the two pageants aren't fans of each other. The Miss USA is just swimsuit,
right, and
you get cash. It's more like for models and stuff. America is only scholarship. And has talent. Mm-hmm. And the talent, that's what separates them. So I was in the other one, and I was in America, and ended up being first runner up to Miss California, and then I went on to perform and sing and work at Miss America level, performing and stuff. My mom is the oldest living field director for Miss America in the world. She's 90 years old, and she's been with them for 64 years as a volunteer.
Wow.
Really cool. So this whole Miss USA, but when I quit pageants, I went in with an ex-Miss America producer, and we started producing the Miss USA pageants because we were doing great. We produced Miss California and Miss Alaska.
Okay.
So these 5 years of the Aces, the 85 to 89, I was in El Paso, Texas at the Miss USA pageant with my two state girls while all these girls were winning.
Wow.
So I lived through this. I went to Guy Rex's house for parties and hung out with all these people. So it's kind of talk about a tenfold circle around event. And I'm like, I kind of remember all this now. I have a couple of brain cells are gone, but I remember a lot of it.
Wow.
And some of these characters, I'm like, I'm playing one of the characters. I was there when she won, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
So it was kind of back in. It was in the past, but certainly that's how I entered show business, because I fell off the stage and broke 2 ribs on my first local pageant.
I remember that too. So how did you fall off? I mean, do you know what, were you just not looking where you were going, or?
I was going. Yeah, it was the first time I'd ever sang in my life. They said, "What are you going to do for talent?" I said, "I don't know." They said, "Can you sing?" I said, "Maybe."
Yeah.
But anyway, I was walking side. They had a spotlight. It was all of a sudden in rehearsals. It wasn't, and then here's this big spotlight and a microphone and a gown. And I thought I was walking sideways. I was singing "Rock by Your Baby," and I was actually stepping backwards.
Oh.
And I stepped 1 foot off, and I went down 12 feet into the orchestra pit and broke the sound man's nose.
Oh, my God.
And then hit the table and broke 2 ribs. So I literally fell into show business.
Dana, only you would have a story like that. Oh my gosh.
I mean, you have no idea. People are buying like rolls of bubble wrap to put around me so I don't get hurt anymore.
Yeah. Now tell me about Guy Rex. Now is that one guy, or is it Guy and Rex, or is it Guy Rex?
2 guys.
2 guys. Okay.
It was 2 guys. Yeah. Their last names were Guy and Rex.
Okay.
And they combined it as just Guy Rex.
Yeah.
And they literally were probably the best producers ever. I mean, obviously what they did with this. And Texas was always known, even in Miss America pageant, Texas has always been the forefront runner.
Yeah.
They just win everything, you know. And the bigger your hair, the closer to God, and that's how they live their life down there.
Yeah.
If you're born a girl, you will enter a pageant.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were the best and crazy. And so the writer, Davis Gilbert, put this show together. He was a big pageant fan. And so he just, basically it's a true story. All the facts that we do are really true, even though they seem so campy and crazy. But we just embellish it with the TV reunion and the alcohol and the fun and it's you've been seeing a couple and you're playing. Thank God you're playing our Ann
Richards, which is a blast. I'm having so much fun doing that.
Oh, you're so brilliant. We love you.
Thank you.
And then so it just keeps getting campier and campier, and we have to stop ourselves from, even though we've heard the dialogue so
many
much,
times.
We have to stop ourselves from literally break it out.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what did you just do? And then it throws you off because you're like, that was hysterical. So, and then it's the next weekend is our last two shows, Thursday and Friday, and so we're out there pushing to try and do one night events, maybe doing it at, an HOA, a big,
absolutely, be perfect.
Or go into Beverly Hills or do something. So Kitty Murray, who opened up the Kitlin's Productions, she's trying. We're all trying to work to try and set up to keep this thing alive, because it is just, it's a no-brainer. Like when you gave us the best write-up ever, you just said, look, this isn't like a Nobel Peace Prize thing, but it's
fun.
Like, you're going to leave with a smile on your face.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I have to ask you, so because it's based on real people, is there any issue with that? I mean, have the real women heard about this? Is there I don't know. I mean, how does that work?
I don't know if they have heard about it. If they are, they're incognito and coming to, threaten us. But they're like, hey, my tires have been stabbed.
Yeah, throw tomatoes at the stage or whatever.
Yeah, I asked the writer's husband is an attorney, and I just said, is this a libel or a slander or anything? He said, no, apparently if it's public domain and it's a true story, and you don't do anything to, really
slander them,
you're not destroying their character,
right?
It's open game, and we certainly don't do anything to put them down and make them. We just embellish on the crazy characters that we create. So I think it's probably okay. I mean, I would invite them to come and see it and see what they think. Now, I don't know if he'll take this back to Texas and try and do it there. I don't know what he's going to do with it. But we are. I mean, this is like six of the. I feel some of the best actresses in the desert.
Absolutely, no question. Yeah,
and I would love to. I would love to have this keep going. We'd even go to Texas and do it in Texas.
I was wondering, do you think that the people in Texas, because I know how serious they take their pageants, do you think they would find this all funny? Do you think there would be a segment that might say, well, this is a little insulting? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think we ever really got that close to it because, Texas is very different. Yeah. And I'm not sure how people would respond. I'm kind of a little shocked that people, which is just a big difference of the states, is how, until the end of the show, you hear. It's like you keep hearing this voice, you don't know who it is, right? And then this is Ann Richards, the former governor, and you hear the whole audience like, oh my gosh, that's who that is. Yeah. And a lot of people sit there with who's Ann Richards?
Yeah.
So there's a big, there's seriously there's a lot of people, under a certain age are like, what?
Don't remember, don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what the deal is, and I don't know if they would take this as offensive, but we're just doing it lighthearted and fun because there's so much crap going on these days. We need to laugh.
Yes. And
we just laugh.
And I have to. And what's great about this is every character, everybody has their own moments. Everybody has some really hilarious stuff. Everybody gets to shine, which is great. And you're right. I mean, I've seen several times done, and I'm still laughing. I'm back there up on the side with laughing, and I've heard it before. You know, because you guys.
And you know, there's some heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And there's some, and everybody gets a poignant moment where it's really like, this is really true. This really happened, or you know. But somehow we turn it around where there's either a love or then it's a bully and an attack back and forth. It's jealousy. It's pageants. It is what it is. You know?
Yeah.
And like I said, it's being clearly fueled by our champagne, tequila, whatever the heck we're drinking back there.
Yeah. Now, did you find when you were in the pageant world, what did you experience a lot of the backstabbing, and did people stealing people's gowns or any of that kind of stuff?
No, you know, I mean, I was in a time when things were just it was literally like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting, and everybody loved it, and it was so fun, and blah blah.
Yeah.
And there was a line in the show that said Miss Photogenic is worse than being Miss Congeniality. Mm-hmm. I was Miss Congeniality in every pageant I ever entered, which was just saying.
Of course you were.
I don't know what that's saying, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, so that's how I took it. Was like, oh, I want to be everybody's friend. This is really fun. Mm-hmm. So that was what I took from it. What I also did, and what I was competing is the PETA and the fur coats and the blood and this and that and whatever. I was when I was in Miss California, they snuck in. They got in. We were being televised on NBC, and some people snuck in and threw big bloody stakes on the stage. And it was right in front of me, and the camera is right there, and you see, like, I'm standing in a swimsuit, and they're throwing. Then they threw buckets of pig's blood on the City Hall steps. People were dressed in bologna.
Oh, my God.
PETA and the fur coat.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But this was in the 80s, and this is the time. There's a whole thing about Tracy Scoggins and how it happened, and this is true. And that was all true, and that happened across the United States. I mean, it was...
Yeah.
The world went crazy, and Bob Barker, that's why he was always saying, you know, get your pets spayed and neutered, because it was such a horrible thing about the fur coats. And I think it kind of got brushed off for a long time, but it's still back. And I have a friend that has a fur coat literally with blood on the backs that were spray paint.
Wow.
That she keeps just to remember.
Yeah.
You know, for there was a time, and there still is a time that people are still thinking that. So, like I said, it's all true stuff. It was, you know, there's going to be backstabbing in any business that you're in. But I was in it for scholarship money. Right. I went in there because I was like, I got to pay. I won $15,000, and it paid for my college education.
Yeah.
So I was able to get a Bachelor's of Arts in Communications because of these pageants.
Yeah, that's really important.
So there are some good things about it, and and then I went into show business because I fell off stage.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm hooked.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm hooked. Okay, so Aces, guys, if you haven't seen it, you got 2 more chances next Thursday and Friday. It's at Oscars. And where do they go to? OscarsPalmSprings.com for tickets?
OscarsPalmSprings.com, yeah. And Bonnie G's going to be, and Richard.
Yay!
Woo-hoo.
You got to come see it. It's just so much fun. It's so much fun. Dana, you're the best. I love you. You're fabulous.
I love you, girl. You know that.
Well, thanks for being here. I'll see you on Thursday. And
all right, sweetie.
Give the girls a hug. All right.
I will, darling. Thank you. Love you, sweetie.
All right. Miss Dana Adkins, and we'll see you guys the next time on the Desert Scene.